Hello guys, happy to have you back to this video. In this quick video, I shall be treating how to calculate coefficient of inbreeding of an offspring of full sibling mating. There's an offspring that is a product of full sibling mating, whose parents were full sibling. Okay, for the background, you could do a quick checkup on my previous videos. So there are basically two formulae for calculating inbreeding coefficient. Okay, we have the simplified formula here, which says half of the summation of half raised to power n, and the second one, which says half of the summation of the product of half raised to power n and 1 plus fa or f alpha. You know, n is simply fx here means the inbreeding coefficient or the coefficient of inbreeding of an individual, the offspring x. Fx is inbreeding coefficient of the individual x. We're taking it nice and slow, so just relax. And then n is just the number of parts that connect the parents of that individual through a common ancestor. The number of parts when you are counting from one parent of the individual that connect the individual through one parent to a common ancestor and back to the individual. Remember, you don't count the ones that connect the individual to the parents, just the parts, the number of parts that connect his or its parent to that supposed common ancestor. All right. So, and this formula is used when that common ancestor is known not to be inbred. If it's not inbred, we use this simplified formula. But if the common ancestor itself or himself or herself is an inbred, then we have to account for the inbreeding coefficient of that ancestor in order to compute the inbreeding coefficient of the offspring we are talking about in question. All right. So that becomes part of the burden of inbreeding of the individual. So in that case, this formula will be used, whereby this FA or F alpha, if you like, is now the inbreeding coefficient of that common ancestor. This is the inbreeding coefficient of the offspring, the individual we are calculating right about now. But this one is the inbreeding coefficient of the ancestor, of the common ancestor. If it's known, if it's inbred, if the common ancestor is inbred, then you're going to impute that here, add it to this one, and multiply that by this, whatever you get here, after raising half to the number of pathways that connect the parent to that common ancestor. And then you now multiply that against half. That gives you the inbreeding coefficient of the individual. But now, the example we're starting off with is the one that we assume that the common ancestor is not an inbred. All right? So now, here is progeny kind of a diagram, okay, which identifies the individual X here, whose coefficient of inbreeding we're interested in. And this is its sire, and that's its dam. This sire himself is a product of the crossing between individuals A, sire 1, and dam 2. All right. Then you will also notice that the same sire 1 and sire 2 produce this dam, the dam to this individual X. All right. So meaning that the sire of this individual and its dam are actually product of the same parents, meaning that S and D are full siblings. Hence the topic, calculating coefficient of inbreeding of an offspring of full sibling mating. This is a case of full sibling mating to produce the individual X. Okay. So over here, we have the arrow diagram, which shows us the possible pathways that genes or genetic materials could be flowing downwards. So from this dam here, there are two pathways. Genes can flow from here, and allele can move from this dam here, this way, and come this way, or like this, and come this way. So because this was the same parent to this, and the same individual was a parent to this. So it could have passed an allele to this, and this can pass it to this, and or it could have passed from this to this to this. So this way, X, all right, S, okay, and 2 and D and X form a loop. So once you have that closed loop, is a possibility of a place of flow of genetic material. So genes can move from S and go to 2, then they can go to D, and then they can come back to X. Okay, so there is one path here that is this, and then there's a second path here that is the second path. You know, that's because two paths here connect the parents to the common ancestor. One part is here, one part is here. The same thing the other way. You can go from X to S, X to S to 1, and back to D, and back to here too. There are two parts, 1 and 2. One part here, two parts here. Here too, one part here, two parts here. So there's one part here, there's two parts here. So let's take the first one. The first one, which says raise half to the power of n being the number of pathways that connect the parents to a common ancestor. So we start with one of the common ancestors, which is 1. All right. So grandpa 1 is a common ancestor to dad and mom. Okay. So now two parts connect dad and mom to grandpa 1. Okay. This part 1 and part 2. So because of that, we raise half to the power of 2. And when we say half raised to the power 2, we're going to get 0.25. Okay. We do the same thing here. Two parts also connect X's parent to grandma 2. This is this part here and this one. Okay, so that gives us half raised to power 2. And then when you break that down into decimal, it becomes 0.25. Remember, the formula says summation. This is the Greek symbol sigma, which means summation of all of this product there. So when you sum all this, that is summation, you're going to have 0.5. So this gives us 0.5. So that 0.5, we pick it up and impute it into this formula. Okay, so now the inbreeding coefficient of this individual X, therefore, can be calculated by saying half, okay, times 0.5. We've already taken care of all of this side, okay? Remember, we've done the summation. So that's like half of 0.5, okay? So when you times this, you're going to end up having 0.25. This is now 0.25, or simply put, 25%. So this is the inbreeding coefficient of this individual X, who is a product of full sibling mating. So the inbreeding coefficient of an animal that is a product of an offspring that is a product of full sibling mating is 0.25, or simply 25%, meaning that there is a 25% good chance that he could have identical duplicate alleles at any point, at any locus in his genome that came to him from a singular ancestor. All right. So in my subsequent videos, we'll be looking at another example to treat half sibling. Look forward to seeing you there.